What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys a Fallout video. As you can see, Fallout 3 and New Vegas have been confirmed for remaster, and normally I would be excited, right? Because I favorite games, honestly, like the Fallout series were my favorite Bethesda slash Obsidian games that ever came out. Okay, New Vegas, favorite hands down. I come from California and the Mojave area, so New Vegas was my favorite. I loved the music, I loved the guns, I loved the dynamic choices that you got. I loved everything about that game. Like the faction system in that game, phenomenal. The fact they took that faction system out and didn't even bother to put that in Fallout 4 irritated the crap out of me. The fact that Obsidian Entertainment went from being able to create a game within 6 months to a year and it be one of the top selling games to what it is now, right? I have no hopes. I'm not gonna lie. No hopes for the next Fallout series. The Fallout New Orleans or whatever project they're working on. I have no hope for that game. Right? I'm honestly very happy that they're going to take their woke BS down to New Orleans instead of coming up where I'm at right now, because I would have loved to see a Fallout in an area like where I live now in Alaska, right? A Fallout in Alaska where, if you know anything about Fallout 3, right? In Fallout 3, they literally have a DLC where you go into a secret bunker and enter into this little pod where you get to relive through one of the soldiers' memories who went through the war before the war ended, right? Before the whole world ended. Like, the Battle of Anchorage. You got to go through that. I would have loved, back before Bethesda became what it is now, back before Obsidian became what it is now, I would have loved to have seen them come up to this area and make a badass Fallout game, right? But with the way they are now, with the games they've released, and with how far they've gone downhill, I have no hopes, none at all, that these games are actually going to be made for someone like me. Right? They're definitely going to be probably decent games to a specific group of people, woke, crazy, lefty, transsexual style people. Which, I mean, hey, nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you're making a game that's based off of a specific kind of fan base, but you're going to alienate that fan base. Game's not going to sell, and that right there is what I'm worried about, because every major game that Bethesda, Obsidian, freaking BioWare, all these major games, Ubisoft, all these major game companies that made banger games, made games that have lasted generations for years, 10 to 20 years, are making crap games, and all just because of woke ideology. Well, you know what? That's fine. You're a creator, you can do what you want, but do not expect people to buy that garbage, okay? Do not expect it. I literally bought Veilguard in hopes that it was not what I was seeing it to be, what I was hoping it wasn't going to be, and what it clearly was. And oh man, was I right. And guess what I have the feeling on when it comes to the new Fallout game and the new Elder Scrolls game? I have the same feeling. I have that same Veilguard feeling that I do for Fallout games and Elder Scrolls games now. That's new ones. I'm hoping the remasters, they go the route they did with, like, Oblivion, right? I'm hoping Oblivion gets that, or I hope New Vegas and Fallout 3 get the Oblivion treatment, right? Meaning, just gets new graphics, updated graphics, maybe some tweaks here and there. Like with New Vegas, one thing I want them to change, the only thing I want them to change in that game, that's it, only thing, literally, would be make it to where you can keep playing the game after you beat the story. Because if you've never played New Vegas, once you do that final story mission, it enters into a dialogue and some cut screens and all that, and you hear Ron Perlman, which, I mean, I would love for them to reprise Ron Perlman as one of the people for the voices on there. Please do it. But war never changes. You gotta have Ron Perlman do it. Come on. But anyways, they're going to I really want them to make it open ending. Make it open ending like they did with Fallout 3, because most people don't know this, but if you played Fallout 3 before the DLCs came out, right? Like traditional Fallout 3, that's how it was. You got to the end of the story, you did the last mission, it had its like little like outcome, you got to hear what happened, and that was it. But then when they came out with the Game of the Year edition, right? It ended up having an open ending gameplay, and that game became one of the most well played, most outsold games of its time when they did the Game of the Year edition and allowed people to continually play the game after they did the story, right? That is what I want them to do with New Vegas. Allow you to keep playing the game after you beat the main story mission. Okay, let you live through the changes and have some after missions of doing so. That's the only changes I want for New Vegas. But sadly, if you've never played New Vegas touches up on quite a bit of topics and things that the woke culture do not want to touch up on or talk about, and if they do, they're going to over-exaggerate the thing. And that's my concern. Right? My concern is they're going to wokeify New Vegas above all else. Fallout 3, probably not. Fallout 3 will probably be Fallout 3. They're going to probably leave it alone, probably make the graphics slightly better. But New Vegas, and this is specifically the reason why I'm thinking this, New Vegas specifically, because of the fact that it's going to be somewhat on the Western Hemisphere, near Los Angeles, near California, they're just going to Californianize that thing. They're not going to make it like the Wild Wild West style California, like how California used to be, or, you know, Nevada, Texas, all that kind of area, right? That's not going to happen. I think it's going to be modern day, woke, lefty, crazy person kind of like thing. That's what we're going to see with Fallout New Vegas. You're going to see a lot of people with colored hair, which, I mean, you were able to dye your hair in the original games. Like, I remember when I created my very first character, one of my very first characters in Fallout 3 had blue hair. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had blue hair. I was like, you can dye your hair blue. Oh, that's cool. So I did it. Right? Nowadays, you think of that, you're like, oh no, someone doing that, they must be crazy lefty person, right? Which, I mean, usually they are. Not everybody's like that. So there are some people who just like to be unique and different. It's the same concept with people with tattoos. Most people go, oh, you must be a convict or a thug or just like a lowlife if you have tattoos, especially if you have a lot. No, most people just like to be different. Most people just like to have like something that kind of represents themselves, right? So don't judge a book by its cover, but still, when it comes to this cover, I am definitely worried that Fallout New Vegas is going to end up with the worst release compared to Fallout 3. It literally is gonna. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping all they do is change a little bit, much like they did with Oblivion, and just make the graphics slightly better and make it open-ending. That's all I want them to do. That's it. That is it. Right? I was somewhat happy, like, all those years ago when they released. I was more happy then than I am now after, like, watching just the downfall of, like, Bethesda, Obsidian, and all these other game companies that have touched these games, right? It's like, man, I am so worried just that it's not going to be what it was. It really wasn't. And the other reason why I'm feeling that now, it's because of the Halo Anniversary Edition, or the Halo that they just Combat Evolved. I think that's what it was. Halo Combat Evolved. They changed iconic aspects of that game. They wokeified that game. So it's like, oh no, that's exactly what they're going to do. Because why? Microsoft owns the Bethesda IP. Microsoft owns Fallout. So it's not a hard concept to think of, oh, they're going to ruin this game's release. They're going to ruin this game coming out and like being remastered into just garbage. And that's my worry. It's going to be remastered garbage. Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 is going to be remastered new garbage. And I'm going to hate it if that's the case. That's why I highly suggest to anybody who is a fan of Elder Scrolls and Fallout to just wait. Do not pre-order. do not sit there and have all this hope in the world. Stay 50-50, kind of like how I am. I'm honestly more skeptical than I used to be with 50-50 now, but that's just primarily because Bethesda keeps sticking their foot in their own ass. But just comes down to, just keep your eyes and ears open. Don't sit there and blindly pre-order. That's what they want you to do. Do not do that. Do not blindly pre-order. Because if you blindly pre-order, they're going to use you as a means of, oh, look, we're still alive. Look, the Fallout IP is still doing good. Yeah, look, we got all these pre-orders. It's because people are stupid enough to actually do that. I had a conversation with a friend of mine when it came to the whole, GTA 6, right? GTA 6 is going to be garbage. People can sit there and say it's going to be the great thing ever because it's Rockstar. Rockstar is Rockstar. Rockstar is not Rockstar no more. They have changed. They are just like every other major game company because they went woke, and now they're losing shitloads of money. That is going to be this game, okay? Now, granted, Rockstar is a whole other game company, but still, if you look at the woke ideology culture that has hit every major game company that has been known to make banger games for the last 20 plus years, they are not the same. So, like I said, do not expect the remasters to be as good as we hope. I'm hoping and I'm wanting them to be as good as the Oblivion remaster, right? The Oblivion remaster was phenomenal. It was. I did not mind the way they did the Oblivion remaster at all. Oblivion remaster was perfectly fine. So just do what they did with Oblivion to New Vegas and Fallout 3, and the game will sell. Don't make it no $60. Make it a traditional $30, and or you could sell both New Vegas and Fallout 3 as a combo for $60. That would sell, okay? But I can tell you right now, if they try to release Fallout 3 with DLCs and all that, Fallout New Vegas with DLCs and all that for $60, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. I literally have Fallout New Vegas. I have it on my Steam Deck. I have my PlayStation. I have it on my Xbox. I will go play it on one of those over playing it on PS5 for $60, and it has a slight graphical upgrade and maybe some changes. I'm not spending $60 on a game that's like 20, 30 years old. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm speaking from someone who's like, I'm a fan of those games. More of a fan of Fallout than I am of Elder Scrolls. And the funny thing is, I discovered Elder Scrolls well before I have discovered Fallout. I discovered Elder Scrolls just because, I found Fallout just because of Elder Scrolls. Because I was like, wait, this company made this game too? Oh, I gotta try it then. And fell in love. Once I found out Fallout 3 was made by the same people who made Morrowind, I was like, I'm all over it. I'm all over it. And I was. So, do not be the group of people, which they're gonna be. Just don't be a part of that group of people who are blindly going to just pre-order. Don't do it. Especially now that they're getting rid of physical copies and shit of games. Even more of a reason not to sit there and give your money to both PlayStation, and I mean Sony, and or Microsoft. If you're gonna get something digitally, you might as well get it on Steam. Because Steam Machine is going to kick both Xbox and PlayStation's asses with the way they're treating their customers. And I'm talking about, raising prices, taking away aspects of the games, taking away your movies, taking away stuff that you've bought over the years because they're like, oh, well, you don't own anything. Okay. If you're saying I don't own anything, guess what? I'm going to dip off to go to Valve and Steam, and I'd rather be on Valve and Steam and play on those and have access to everything instead of dealing with just PlayStation or just Microsoft, right? That would be cheaper on that end instead of having, both an Xbox and a PlayStation and everything, right? Cheaper. And Valve is free. You don't have to pay a subscription service. You literally just create an account and then you start buying your games. That's it. There's no beating that. Not to mention, they have some of the best customer service out there. Their sales are primo sales. Valve is going to kick the shit out of both PlayStation and Microsoft. They have no clue the shitstorm they're going into with the whole, oh, we're going discless. That was what kept you guys alive. And now you're gonna go discless? Oh, that's a bad idea, guys. Bad idea. But you know what? It's your company, it's your money, it's your choice. Because the thing is, majority of your fan base are my age, and we like fucking collecting shit. I like looking over at a collection of video games that I have and going, dang, I have that, dang, I have that, dang, I have that. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna put this in my console, I'm gonna start playing it. Right? I like looking at my collection of games. I'm looking at my collection of games right now from my PlayStation 4 era, Xbox, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, all that, GameCube, everything. I love having a physical copy. I love seeing the physical games because guess what that means? You own the game. I'm not going to give some multi-million-dollar company my money if I'm not buying their game. If I'm not buying the access and availability of playing this whenever the hell I want, like it used to be in the good old days, like back in the cartridge days, the early disc days, I will rather play on my PlayStation 3, my PlayStation 2, my GameCube, over playing on PlayStation 5 or Xbox One or whatever they call it now. I'd rather do that. Because guess what? I own it. I can play it whenever I want, and I don't have to worry about going in, plugging into the game, and going, oh, look, I can't play it no more because they shut off the servers, or they shut off the access to the game, which they can do at any point in time. Anthem is the primo example of that. Almost any game that will either have live service or some kind of internet access or just digital. If it is just digital, period, you can guarantee at any moment in time, at any given time that they choose, they could take your access away. Look at the guy on Microsoft who got his stuff hacked, right? On Xbox, lost 20 years worth of his digital library of games, and they are making him buy back every game he bought in those years. Because Microsoft wants money. Now, he's suing, but that's my example. That and PlayStation's doing the same thing. PlayStation's now going into your digital library and taking your movies away. Like, I remember at one point in time, like, I was not able to access any of my digital movies that I bought years ago. And I mean, like, years ago. Back when PlayStation used to do digital sales for movies on their consoles and everything, right? I could not watch any of the movies I bought. I was pissed. And then one random update, I ended up getting access to it again. But then that news source came out about PlayStation going into your library and deleting your games and your movies. That is ridiculous, and it's showing the fan base, if my money does not matter and I can buy something and then you can just take it away whenever you want, then I am not going to bother buying your games on your console, for your company, from your company. None of that. These companies are going to learn, because this is going to be the time when speaking with your dollar is gonna matter. There's a reason why I've been playing free-to-play games a lot more than I have games like this. Right? I've been playing a hell of a lot more Marvel Rivals and Where Winds Meet than I have games that I actually bought and have had for a long time, because it's like, well, I can literally plug this in or put this into my console at any moment in time and then just not be able to play it because they decided it's not worth it, or they don't want to have the servers or whatever. And it's on a disc. That's ridiculous. But that's my worries. That's my thought processes on the whole, like, remaster of, like, literally Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Don't get your hopes up. Like, do not get your hopes up about Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Just don't. Now, I'm hoping I'm wrong. Once again, I would love to be proven wrong. But with the way these companies have gone, and with the way they've been treating, like, their current IPs and their fans, it just comes down to they just care about money, and they will lie to your face so that you can give them money. So don't pre-order. Don't hold your breath. Just wait and see. Literally, wait and see if it ends up being what's worth your money. That's the only advice I got for you. Wait and see, okay? Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas Remasters, wait and see. Do not get your hopes up, okay? hopefully you all enjoyed this. Make sure you guys go check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGame90 for 10% off. Link and all that is in the comments section down below, pinned comments. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. Make sure you guys, once again, check out Dubby. Link, all that is either on my YouTube or in the comment, pinned comment all the time, usually every day. I do daily content videos on pretty much anything I want to do videos on. Usually gaming stuff, usually doing Marvel Rival stuff, but I touch up on anything, right? So, hopefully everyone has a good day. Later.